And today I want to talk about fulfillment. So, fulfillment. You can get fulfilled from a lot of things. But what I really want to focus on here is self-fulfillment. So I want to talk about maybe the reasoning why you do things, and how we can be more fulfilled within ourselves. So it's normal to do something, whatever that is, whatever is interesting or important to you, to do something and then want to share it with someone, or show it to people that we love. I want you to feel like it's important what other people think of whatever it is that you're doing. It's really, really important to do things because they make you happy. And that doesn't mean that you don't want to show them with people and share the things that make you happy. But I think that should be the primary goal. Who you are and what you're interested in isn't about anyone else. And I feel like when you do things that are important for you, just for you, so you're doing something because it's important to you, not because it's going to get you clout, not because it's going to make you famous, not because it'll make you cool, or your friends are doing it but you don't really like it. When you're doing something that is what you enjoy doing, the enjoyment that you gain from doing that thing is palpable. People can feel when you are happy with yourself, when you are fulfilled with yourself. And doing things that are important to you draws the people that are meant to be around you into your circle. So what I mean by that is when you are doing things that you like to do just because you like to do them, you find other like-minded people that also just like doing those things because they enjoy doing them. So then you have a really healthy group of people, a really healthy friend group that is growing based off of mutual interests and not out of trying to gauge whether or not you're doing something right by someone else's standards. When you're doing what you like for the sole purpose of enjoyment, for your own enjoyment, you find other people that are doing things that they like for themselves, and then you can relate to each other, and you're like, whoa, I never thought to do it that way because this is the way that I like to do it. And they can also reciprocate that and say, that's so cool that you do the same thing that I do in a different way. You can also find people that are like-minded in self-fulfillment regardless of the activity that they're doing. So you don't have to do the same activity or be interested in the same field of study or same subject, but you can find people that are also self-fulfilled within things that they like, and you can talk to each other about your self-fulfillment. So you could have someone that's interested in art, and you could have someone that's interested in history, and the other person doesn't like what the other person is interested in. However, they can both have a dialogue, they can have a healthy conversation because each person is doing what's important to them, and then they can share that with the other person and be like, look at this thing that I just learned, or look at this thing that I am involved in. This is so cool and I love this. And you get positive conversation and positive feedback through a healthy friendship like this. life cannot be lived to please others. And I know that's especially hard for younger people. It's hard all of your life not to live for someone else's expectations, but it's especially hard when you're very young, because of the lack of experience and knowledge. You have no idea what's even available in the world, or whether or not you're good at something, and you look to your parents, you look to different adults in your life to give you guidance, and that's normal. A lot of people have childhood trauma in terms of the adults in their life never giving them acknowledgement for the things that they were able to do, whether or not they were good or bad, or whether or not the parent agreed with the things that they were doing. Not giving acknowledgement to someone else and the way that they live can be detrimental to that person, because then they will seek acknowledgement later on in life from people that might not have their best interests at heart. I feel like self-fulfillment is more just like a camera scope. So it's like changing your perspective on why you're doing the things that you're interested in, or why you hang out with certain people. I think that self-fulfillment is a lot of unlearning, which is the same, or which is true about a lot of mental health things. It's an unlearning of habits that you have developed during your early developmental period in your childhood years. A lot of mental illness, or not even mental illness, but mental situations that you find yourself in, the remedies for those situations is usually a great undertaking of unlearning something, or unlearning a coping mechanism that you developed to keep yourself safe and to keep your mental health stable, so to speak, during the environment that you were in. It only becomes neurotic, it only becomes an issue when you continue those same coping mechanisms outside of the area that they were applicable in, and so then they become a hindrance into your life. So doing things that are self-fulfilling, fulfillment for yourself, is a lot of unlearning, of figuring out if you're actually even interested in the things that you thought you liked, of trying to find out who you are. Who are you really? What really interests you? What makes you happy? And for me, I like to make lists. I'm a list girl. And because it's easier for me to see outside of myself. I process things externally, and that's not true for everyone. I process my feelings externally, and that's not true for everyone. So you might not need to write them down on a list, but for me, it's really helpful to have a running list, something that I continually go back to, because I can't just put it all down in one sitting. So a running list, a list that I continually go back to write down things about myself as I find that, as they come to me. So finding out, oh, I do love this thing, or thinking, once I get into a situation, I'm like, oh, I thought I liked this activity, but what it really is that I like this aspect of the thing that I'm involved with. So maybe I can tailor my search now for things that actually involve this aspect of what I was enjoying during this situation. And it can really help you tailor your list, tailor your interests into things that are actually interesting to you, and not because of things that you were doing because of the people that you're around or the positive affirmations you were going to get from others about the thing that you were doing. It's so important to do things that are important to you, and to do them without any thoughts about what other people are going to think about that situation, because they are not you and they're not living your life. And just because they think that something else is important doesn't mean that you hold the same value. You're allowed to have your own interests. You're allowed to find fulfillment in things that are enjoyable to you. You're allowed to do something and want to share it with your friends. You're also allowed to protect yourself and realize that maybe the people that you're around aren't going to respond positively to the things that you enjoy. And you don't have to show them if you don't think that they will respond to you in a way that is positive for your mental health. It's really important to do the things that you're interested in, because like I said previously, it will help build that community of people that are like-minded and are also interested in things that align with your interests, but also helps build your community of people that are already strong in self-fulfillment. I'm drinking my favorite tea, Earl Grey, with just a splash of milk. I find that I like Earl Grey better with like almond milk, rice milk, or oat milk. A milk that is kind of not overpowering in flavor. But I love peppermint tea as well, and that goes really well with coconut milk. I think the fat in the coconut milk really lends itself well to peppermint, so that's enjoyable for me. Self-fulfillment is a very important topic, and that's why I wanted to start this year out on such a specific message. And this is true all of the time, and you don't have to start it at the beginning of the year. This is not a New Year's resolution. This is allowing yourself to step into a new way of thinking, to allow yourself to be confident. I feel like confidence has been treated as a negative thing. So when you're confident about yourself, when you are confident about the things that you like, when you're confident about aspects of yourself that you think are positive, and you say that to someone else, they treat you as being vain. They treat you as being a know-it-all. They treat you as being overbearing, when it's completely healthy to recognize parts of yourself that are awesome and things that you're good at. And it's really important to be around people that can build you up in those aspects as well. It doesn't mean that your friends don't pick on you in a loving and playful way, but it also means that if you're around people that make you feel bad about the things that you like and things that are important to you, or make you feel bad about aspects of yourself which you thought were positive, that's not a healthy relationship. That's not a healthy friend group, and you don't need to be around those people. And I know it feels like that's really hard to decide to let go of friends, because it seems like it's really hard to make friends. But I feel like the most important thing is being your friend first, to love yourself first. And that's kind of what I'm talking about with the self-fulfillment.
That's kind
of what I'm talking about with self-fulfillment. Doing things because they're important to you. And if the people that you're around aren't respectful of your boundaries, if the people that you're around don't treat you with respect and positivity, you owe it to yourself to take the first step and find people that do love you. That doesn't mean you even have to drop the friends that you have like a hot potato. That just means that you need to start building up yourself. So give yourself better boundaries. Start making time for the things that interest you. And when you do that, you will find people that are interested in those same things, and you start building a new friend group, and you never even had to cut off the old friend group, so to speak. You never had to quit talking to them. It's a slow burn, so to speak. By finding people that are actually by finding people that actually value you and treat you as someone of importance, you find the people that you're interested in talking to more. And by building better boundaries, you can establish a better relationship with the people that you have more history with, so people that you've known for longer. And if those boundaries end the friendship, that's okay, because the friendship wasn't for naught. You got to have those experiences with that person. You got to have those years with that person, and some of it was positive for some reason, for some point in the time that you knew them. So you can take that friendship and remember the good parts and cherish the positive times that you had with that person or that group of people. And you can also learn from that experience and remember why you built better boundaries in the first place. So that way your relationships moving forward will be exponentially more positive for you, and they only will grow over the course of your life. You're important. The things that you're interested in are valid. And you're allowed to find a group of people that align with the things that you love to do. Do things that are important to you. Be around people that make you feel important. Don't seek affirmation from others. Build that within yourself. I hope this gives you the little push that you needed to stick up for yourself. I hope this gives you the confidence you needed to feel like you're important and the things that you're interested in are valid. Because they are. And you are important. I hope you have a good day. I love you.